In the state of Florida, first-degree murder is either the death penalty or life in prison without parole.
It's called in prison vernacular a toe tag sentence. It means you will never leave a Florida State Penitentiary until you are dead on a slab with a tag on your toe. You can never be good enough to earn any kind of reduction of your sentence. It's the rest of your life.
The evidence was pretty clear that Jason had shot this man. So the real question, the whole question in this trial was he insane at the time of the commission? Then Florida law allows him to be sent to an insane asylum and be kept there until he is no longer a danger to anybody else, until the insanity passes. But that's not a popular choice among judges or the population.
This was a long-term thought process by Jason Kent to do a killing that he intended not to be caught at, a killing he intended to get away with.
From the prosecution side, they started laying out the fact that Jason had come here, that he clearly shot the man, that he had a disguise, that he had silencers. We were showing the kind of person Jason had always been, the loving, good person.
If I could have picked a child that I could have hand-designed, it would have been J.P. Kent. I looked at the prosecutor. She was so tough. She was so articulate. She was so excellent at what she did. I looked over at Jason and I just mouthed, "I love you."
As his character changed over months, as his reaction, as his normal being changed in so many ways, as he is devolving into the state where finally, in an insane time, he pulled a trigger.
My prayer was that the jury would be able to understand that fear, that emotional angst within him, and that they would say, yes, this is a young man who does not need to be locked up for the rest of his life.
And eventually, as things happened
I started believing I could do it. You have to believe in yourself because you're selling your belief to the jury. The jury stayed out about 6 hours.
Mr. Kent, would you stand with your attorneys?
The judge asked if they had come to a verdict, and they said yes.
We, the jury, find the defendant guilty of murder in the first degree.
Carol was crying, and April, and my mother.
You were trained in our academies to protect citizens of this country, and then you yourself executed one. And at this time, I do sentence you to spend the rest of your natural life in prison at the Department of Corrections.
We're driving from where we live in Lakeland to Hardy Correctional Facility, where our son lives now. We ended up moving then from Michigan to Florida so that we could visit him on a more regular basis. Maybe 2 or 3 Sundays a month, we were able to see him.
I've been locked up over 8 years now. In the beginning, yes, my actions, they keep me awake at night, and remorse and feelings of loss for my victim's family and for my own family. But as time goes on, you learn to survive, and you learn to live, and there's a lot of things in prison that are difficult. It's hope-filling when you can focus on something and you just need to last until that date or something like that. But when there's no light at the end of the tunnel and it continues on and on and on. I've got hope as a Christian in eternity. I look forward to heaven. But in the meantime, there's some pain to go through here. And it's tough. Even with Christian friends and even with the relationship with God, it's very painful. And that's where thinking of the things that you're thankful for and investing your life in other people as they are getting integrated back into their communities, all that stuff helps. Life's very hard without meaning. And for those guys that aren't Christians, I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they make it without becoming just very much depressed and full of bitterness or full of anger or full of just frustration with the way life is. But for me, prayer is another one that's just invaluable, being able to just share all that my heart's going through with God.